Caloroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Daniela Ulser, writing for news.co.uk, warns the Duchess of Sussex to use her title while she still can. Elsa writes, the Duchess of Sussex posted an Instagram video of her whirligig Talkfest trip to Washington, where she swapped pushing her jammy cashmere cottagecore persona to tout her entrepreneurial learns and included a fleeting shot that showed she has what appears to be a monogrammed DS tote bag. She should use it every day, all day, while she still can. According to a new report, that tote could end up woefully redundant, with the 44-year-old reduced to being plain old Mrs. Meghan Mountbatten Windsor. Within weeks of King William's reign, he will strike the match on a bonfire of royal titles, according to the incredibly well-sourced and well-connected Tom Sykes. The question of who gets what title roared back to the fore last week as the Andrew dumpster fire grew and grew, a conflagration that is doing more damage to the royal family than Catholicism, the Luftwaffe, gout and gin has ever done. Under William, things will reportedly change as fast as modern sovereign with his own MacBook Air can bang out new letters patent. As part of these sweeping reforms, Sykes writes in The Beast, the Sussexes will also have their dukedoms and HRHs formally revoked. This will leave them legally as Mr. and Mrs. Harry Mountbatten Windsor, nothing more. A friend of William's has told Sykes of this across-the-board title action. It should have been done by Charles this week, but William knows he doesn't have the strength because of his illness. William is understanding of his father's situation. William won't be afraid to take the next step. Royal biographer Andrew Morton tells the ABC, for years Prince Andrew has been following the monarchy around like a bad smell. I don't envy King Charles, who's made it clear that Andrew is no longer wanted on board when it comes to royal engagements and royal duties, and that he wants to get him out of Royal Lodge, but his hands are tied. I mean, it's a mess. There's no easy way around it. They can't send him to jail. They just have to accommodate them. And I think just staying where they are in the open prison of Windsor Great Park is probably the only solution. But Morton says Prince Andrew isn't the only problem facing the royal family. The continuing estrangement between Prince Harry and Prince William has left what he calls a Harry and Meghan-sized hole in the monarchy. Harry and Meghan are bumping along at the bottom of the opinion polls currently, but I think they would soon get up there if they started royal work again. But I just don't see that happening. I spend quite a lot of time in Montecito, and all the mood music is that they've made their lives there. The kids go to school there, they go surfing on Butterfly Beach, Harry makes the odd flight to London for his charities, Meghan's got a circle of friends who call her Meg. I don't see her flying back to London at any time soon. Morton said Princess Diana would have been heartbroken by the split between her sons. She said to me that she saw Harry as William's wingman, certainly not a hitman, and she would have been absolutely devastated to have seen this split between the two brothers. I think everybody was shocked by the ferocity in the feud because they seemed very amicable, joshing brothers. They organised concerts for Diana's memory, did charity motorbike rides over in Africa together, and Harry, Kate and William were quite the troika. He reflected that even as children, the contrast between the brothers was clear. William had more gravitas, he said, while Harry was the mischievous imp who would shoot at you with a water pistol hiding behind the door. The sad thing for me is that I was there at the wedding of Harry and Meghan, and there was such potential. They seemed like a genuine step change for the monarchy to have this divorced biracial American in the family, but it didn't work out like that, did it? In her wisdom, Her Majesty gave both Harry and Meghan positions in the Commonwealth. If they wanted to live in New Zealand or in Sydney, that would have suited them. And it's a great shame that they didn't, because it has left a big hole, not just in the Commonwealth, but in the monarchy. More pals in just a moment. It's Halloween week, and here at Caloroga Shark Media, we have a couple of channels for you to check out. Ghost Scary Stories is hundreds and hundreds of episodes that we've put together of fun, scary ghost stories. Just look for Ghost Scary Stories wherever you get your podcasts. And we have a second channel called Halloween Pop-Up. Just search for Halloween Pop-Up, and it's a combination of all the shows we have here: murder, ghosts, trivia, music, all with Halloween themes, and you can get them all in one little package. Just search for Halloween Pop-Up from your friends here at Caloroga Shark Media. And speaking of Halloween, despite their reputation for tradition, discretion, and a distinctly non-American calendar, the royal family has dabbled in Halloween costumes over the years, some charming, others less so. Let's begin with the more wholesome entries. Princess Eugenie once revealed she and her sister Beatrice loved Halloween growing up and would dress up like any other children, a rare glimpse into royal domesticity that involved witches, pumpkins, and reportedly, one year a Spice Girls phase. Prince William has admitted to being haunted by the memory of dressing up as a caterpillar at one point. No photos, thankfully, although we live in hope. As for Catherine, the Princess of Wales, she's kept her public Halloween appearances minimal, but it's said she once wore a black catsuit to a university party back in the early 2000s, the same party where a young William supposedly realized he might like her more than just as a flatmate. The power of feline fashion. The Sussexes, Harry and Meghan, had their own Halloween moment in 2016, back when they were still under the radar. They reportedly spent the evening incognito at a Halloween party in Toronto, one of the last nights before it was out in the world. Meghan would later say a very fun night out with people in silly costumes and nobody knew. That bubble, of course, would soon burst. But not all costumes have been charming. In 2005, a 20-year-old Prince Harry caused a global outrage when he wore a Nazi uniform to a friend's costume party, a decision that remains one of the darkest marks on his record. The Sun newspaper ran the photo with the headline, Harry the Nazi, and the backlash was immediate. Apologies were issued, lessons were supposedly learned. And in his memoir, Spare, Harry would later claim the idea had been encouraged by both William and Kate, a detail the palace has never confirmed. Regardless, the moment lives on as a cautionary tale in both royal conduct and poor costume judgment. As for King Charles, Halloween has never really been his thing, but he has been known to support spooky-adjacent traditions like Samhain and seasonal harvest festivals during his organic farming events. Less trick-or-treat, more apple-bobbing with a side of compost. And while the royal family has never been known for decorating Windsor Castle with cobwebs or greeting children with pumpkin buckets, it is worth noting that many of their residences, particularly Sandringham and Balmoral, have long histories of reported hauntings. The late Queen was said to be fond of ghost stories, particularly those involving Sandringham House. So if you ever wondered whether Halloween has a place behind palace gates, the answer is yes. But like all things royal, it's wrapped in history, dressed modestly and never too scary, unless you're talking about that caterpillar costume. As the nights grow longer and All Hallows' Eve approaches, it's not just the ghouls and goblins we have to worry about. For the British royal family, some of their grandest residences come with more than just creaking floorboards and drafty halls. They come with ghosts. Let's begin at Windsor Castle, the oldest and largest inhabited castle in the world. It's also one of the most haunted. George III, the Mad King, has been spotted peering out of the room where he was confined during his final years. Several guards have claimed to hear the sound of weeping from that very window. And King Henry VIII, who died there in 1547, is said to still roam the halls. Heavy footsteps, dragging chains, and even ghostly moans have been reported in the cloisters. Moving north to Balmoral Castle, the Queen's beloved summer retreat in Scotland, a more cheerful setting in life perhaps, but not without its shadows. Queen Victoria's gilly, John Brown, was so close to Her Majesty in life that many whispered they were romantically involved. After his death, multiple staff members reported seeing him walking the corridors at night. Victoria reportedly instructed that his rooms never be touched, and after her death, the sightings became less frequent. But locals still talk about a tall Highland figure watching silently from the trees. Then there's Sandringham House in Norfolk, quiet, idyllic, and by all accounts deeply haunted. Staff has spoken of doors slamming with no one near, footsteps in empty hallways, and the eerie sound of phantom typewriter in the library. Even Queen Elizabeth herself reportedly acknowledged the odd atmosphere. One royal footman once claimed he would never set foot in the attic again after seeing a woman in Victorian dress vanish before his eyes. Over at Kensington Palace, where Prince William and Catherine now reside, the haunting is said to be more residual than malevolent. Princess Sophia, one of King George III's daughters, is said to still haunt the state apartments, sometimes seen reading in a chair or looking out windows that no longer open. And finally, Glamis Castle in Scotland, ancestral home to the Queen Mother, and said to be one of the most haunted places in Britain. While not a current royal residence, its royal ties are strong, and so are the ghost stories. From the so-called Monster of Glamis, a deformed child kept hidden in the walls, to the Lady in Grey who walks the chapel. It's a place where even the most skeptical guests tend to sleep with the lights on. So while the royal family may not hand out sweets at Halloween, they are certainly no strangers to the things that go bump in the night. Behind every tapestry and under every suit of armour, there may just be a monarch of the past still roaming their favourite holes. Sleep tight. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify or Apple and Instagram and Facebook and check us out and say hi. And leave us a nice review if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue and good times.